Yeah, no worries, buddy. I'll just push this heavy fucking motor around you. This. Literally 0 fucks. He's even wagging his tail. Because he's happy, doggo. You're happy when you're impeding work, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yeah, it's fucking hard work just laying there being in the way, isn't it? Nugget.
Last time on
NooB Auto Parts.
What was the chances? Okay, I hate to get my hopes up, but I could still potentially possibly make it to All Japan Day. Going by this. We'll see. I've messaged the guy. We'll see what happens, whether this eventuates to anything or not. But if I could get this, which is mostly factory, other than forged pistons and a Wolf ECU, I could probably buy it, drop it into NooB, and fit all my factory stuff to it. But we'll see. It's a done deal. Special delivery for me. Well, let's get this bitch out. Not that bitch. I don't have a forklift, so yes. We're gonna have to do chain and lift the bitch off. I was going to get this thing down still wrapped up and on the pallet and all that, but yeah, make a nice video of it being unwrapped on the floor and all that, but it's being difficult. He strapped this on here like really well, like he's done a fucking awesome job. Wow, that actually feels better than the turbo I had. Lots of goodies on this pallet. Factory heat shield, which is good because mine didn't have the factory heat shield, mine had some other one. Box, we'll open that later. That's probably the Dizzy mounts, which is awesome. This isn't the factory crossover pipe, but I don't have a factory crossover pipe. It's the one thing I'm missing. I may be able to use this, or at least this section, to make something up just to drive the car around until I get the factory set up. What else have we got here? This I thought was funny. I had none of these like probably 2 weeks ago, which bolt to the throttle body here, like so, and then go across to the turbo. I had none of these, and now I've got 4 of the bloody things. Just because I keep buying 3T shit, trying to source the parts I need, and I don't know, shit escalates. What have we got going on here? This is the loom. Alright, what's this? Oh, leads. Leads. These aren't... He did warn me that these weren't genuine leads, but I'm like, you know, where the fuck else am I going to find leads for a bloody 3T GTE? At least it's got leads. I actually have a set anyway, but yeah. And actually I was talking to my mate Daniel today, and he said you can actually get 3T GTE leads. Brand new from Top Gun. Alright, so we've got 3 boxes here. Let's open those first, and then we'll get the motor out of here on the ground. It's hard to do this one-handed, eh? Stop moving. There we go. What's going on here? This is 2 boxes, okay. 2 boxes joined together, that's fine. So, I'll open the big one first, hey? Why not? You know, there's unboxing channels that unbox like nerdy shit and gaming stuff and all that. Yeah, well, I'm unboxing car parts. I already know what this is. This is the Dizzy. Yeah, without a doubt. That's the vac diaphragm. Yep, that's the Dizzy. Looks like it has a cap and rotor. What was I saying? Yeah, this is like one of those unboxing channels, except instead of nerdy shit, we're doing car shit that I didn't know I was getting. Yeah, these have a weird looking Dizzy cap. Okay, so this distributor looks like it's been modified slightly, going by this cable. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has. Can you believe out of the 3 Dizzies I have, not a single one has a completely factory setup? Which is fucking annoying, but that's fine, I can fix it. Because I can actually use the internals from any other electronic distributor, really. Just so it has the factory plug. Yeah, that's still a nice Dizzy though. Problem is I had no Dizzies and now I have 3 Dizzies too. Like it's getting ridiculous. The amount of shit I've accumulated in the last couple of weeks is just ridiculous, isn't it, buddy? Yeah, his tail's gone. He knows he's a good doggo. Alrighty. What is in here? Oh, I threw the coils in. Legend. I don't need the coils because I'll get new ones. New era. Okay. Interesting. What I'm really after is a factory igniter. That is the one factory part I'm struggling to find. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm not struggling to find. I have 3 separate sources. Oh, here we go. This is the ECU. I have 3 separate sources for the bloody factory igniter. One's in Russia, one's local, but he wants to sell it with a bunch of other 3T shit, which I'm tempted to buy, but at the same time, I just bought this. And the other one is my friend Daniel I mentioned earlier. He might potentially have one, but he's not too sure. And he won't be able to know until he goes to his parents' place, I think, which is in Mount Gambier, which is fucking quite a distance from here. So yeah, Wolf engine management. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to do some research on this. Fuck. This looks pretty interesting. Alright, so that was the unboxing of all the boxes there. Some interesting shit.
Yes.
Some not so interesting shit, but you know, still useful. Now I'm gonna clean up off camera and get some chains on this thing, because this one here goes over one of the bolt holes. So I'm gonna cut these strips off. Yeah, then I'll lift it off the pallet and bring it out on the floor and we can have a proper look over. See, this will polish up really nicely. And so will this, actually. I just got my mate to powder coat one of these silver with the black and the red, but I might just polish this one up and save the powder coated one. I'll have to just spend some time with it. But it looks like a great motor. Yeah, so one thing I need to do, which I might just do tomorrow, take the other motor off the stand and maybe chuck it on the frame that came bolted to that motor, and then chuck that one on this stand, take the sump off, make sure all the caps and everything are torqued up, make sure all the bearing caps are good, and then flip it over, start chucking all my bits and pieces on it. I did just glass blast this and it looks fucking awesome. I just need to get that bit of glue off, but yeah, it looks awesome. And I didn't know this motor was actually coming with a friggin' polished inlet manifold, so I might just rock the polished one, and I don't know, because I had I had one of these with my motor and it had been modified and has the holes welded up and all sorts of shit. Actually, I think it's somewhere here under all this crap. Oh no, this is the one here. Yeah. All the holes underneath are welded up and I don't know, it's had new holes tapped into it and... yeah, I don't know, it's had heaps of weird shit done to it. Not only that, but this throttle body was on there and I've got no idea what brand it is, no markings or anything. So I've been sourcing other inlet manifolds. And I bought a whole bunch. I've got that one, which was the one I glass blasted ready. Got another one here, which I was in the process of cleaning up. And I've got the one I had. I've got a good throttle body here actually with a TPS, which is awesome, but I think that motor had it anyway. The other thing I had was this, which is fucking weird. It's a manifold somebody's modified. Really, really well done though. Like, it's impressive. I just don't understand why you would go SUs. They made this for SUs. I literally, before starting this, other than the motor I literally had no 3T GTE shit. And now I've got friggin' boxes full of fucking distributors and all sorts, and it's ridiculous. So I got a crap load of these now, and I didn't have any to begin with. So I should be able to get all the factory gear working on the motor, which would be sweet. The other thing I got today from my mate Daniel actually was this thing. It's a bell housing, I know, but it's not just any bell housing. This is a bell housing to suit 3T GTE to the W57 lying back there out of NooB. So now I can bolt the W57, steel sandwich plate W57, to this, and then bolt it to this, and then bolt it in NooB. Once all this is done, I'll be stoked. The only other thing that needs doing after all this, mechanical wise, is the diff. It's still a T-series diff. So once this is done and in and running, and I've, you know, cleaned all this up and whatever else, I'm going to see if I can get an F-series diff, maybe out of a Tarago. Maybe out of a Tarago. Nah, joking. Tarago's an E-series anyway. If it was an F, I would have ripped it out, used it, and then chucked an E in it, but you know. Yeah, so I need to get an F-series diff, and then that's basically the last thing to do, but that's not urgent. I can just baby it. Alright, so it's getting late here. I've got to go in and have dinner and get some invoices and some website work done. I've been putting the website off for a couple of days now. I need to update it. Catch us later. Okay, this new 3T is now mounted on the engine stand, so I can pull this up and have a good suss of it. The old one's just mounted on that bracket down there, so I'll put the head on it later. But for now, we'll take the valve cover and the sump off of this thing and check all the bolts are torqued up correctly to spec. So I've just taken the valve cover off. And this thing looks really clean inside. Like really clean. And these gaskets are still soft. Oh well, I'll torque this stuff up. Cylinder heads up to spec, and so are the bearing caps. So I'm gonna flip this motor over, take the sump off, and check the main bearing caps and con rods and see what they're torqued to, which, you know, I'm probably going to assume is fine. Before I do that, I might take the spark plugs out and look in the bores quickly. Yeah, I'll do that first. Before I torque this up. The guy I bought this off of said it had forged pistons in it. Quite honestly, I was a bit skeptical. I tend not to believe people until I see it myself in person, but Yep, these are all definitely stamped JE, and they definitely look forged to me. One thing I did notice is that this oil pump doesn't have the spacer like an 18RG or a 2TG pump, so I need to find out if that's how the 3T GTEs came, or I just happen to have an 18RG one sitting here, or if they're meant to have this spacer plate with the larger pump internals. So I might ask around and see first. By the way, this is for sale on the website if anybody wants it. Link in description. Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about the pistons. That's good, but I'm not sure about this pump. Hey, bit sus about this pump. I mean, that might be how the 3Ts are. I might just pull the sump off of my other one and have a look. I should have done it while it was on here, actually. But yeah, I'll torque these up first and then I'll have a suss of the pump. Alright, she's all torqued up, and I can put the sump on because I did confirm that this is actually the right housing with the larger internals. So what Toyota did was, instead of having a spacer, they've made the pickup housing itself thicker to house the taller internals. So you know, that's pretty smart. That's better than the spacer. I think that's a better idea. I actually like that a lot. So yeah, I do have the correct pump, which is awesome. I don't have to fuck around swapping anything. This is all torqued up, so I should be able to just put the sump back on with some silicone and go for gold. Intake and throttle body are off. Looks pretty good. Pretty clean considering. The only thing is, these injectors are loose as fuck. Weird thing is, the seals aren't rock hard, they're still like soft. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, and I think these could be the factory ones, but I'm using the ones out of the other motor because I just got those cleaned, tested, and all the seals replaced by Petroject near Adelaide there, and I've got to pick those up this week. Probably when I get the clutch for this thing. But yeah, these are loose as fuck, and I don't know why. They just spin freely. So I hope that's nothing that's going to affect me putting the injectors I got cleaned and serviced in here. I also noticed too there's a weld here, which I'm pretty sure that's a common thing. The fuel rail leaking there and cracking there. But I do have another fuel rail, so I'll just use that for now. Yeah, I was talking about the thermostat housing earlier. Factory one points out that way. I was looking at using a 22RE one. I know I've got one somewhere but couldn't bloody find it, so I found this, which is 4kc, which would work. It's at a funny angle, but you could make that work. You know, and that pipe, you'd probably just have to tighten that up to rotate that pipe more 90 degree. Yeah. But my other solution, which is better, 18RC thermostat lines up perfectly. It's a bit tall, but I mean, I don't think it's going to cause a problem. And the awesome thing about that is I can actually buy an 18RC top hose, slice it down here, and have a joiner. So that way, this outlet is moved over to here to suit the radiator. Right, just got out of my local Sprinter. Got the clutch kit. Now they don't make ones for 3T specifically, but apparently 22R bolts onto a factory 3T GTE flywheel, so you know, heavy duty clutch to suit. I didn't want to go anything fancy, I just wanted to have a standard-ish clutch for now. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, so we're going to try the clutch on the flywheel. So It doesn't fucking fit. It doesn't fucking fit. I'm a dickhead. Alright, lesson to be learned here, kids. Measure shit. Measure shit. Alright? Measure twice. Cut once. Or in this case, buy once. Well, I better take this fucking clutch back and get the right one. I need a 215mm clutch. I'm gonna have to talk to a couple people about this. Fuck. The new clutch. Because the other one was fucking wrong. So, yeah, let's try this one. Why? Fuck's sakes. Fucking flywheel is this? Why? What freaking flywheel is this? Still in my head in. I have a potential solution. It's not ideal. This is the pressure plate that came with the motor. The clutch was a bit too far gone to use, but I could probably use this pressure plate with the new clutch there, because for the life of me I cannot work out what fucking flywheel this is. So for now it's a mystery until I work out exactly what it is, but I reckon I can just run this with the new disc. Yep, that's the temporary solution. I'll just do that. I need to get the flywheel cleaned up, ready for this. And the pressure plate too. So I'll have a new clutch, old pressure plate, doesn't matter. It'll do the job. Man, building an engine's just fucking stressful when you don't know what the hell all the parts are on this bloody thing. Oh well, I'm gonna have to rock the flywheel with that pressure plate and the new clutch disc. I have no choice. If I want to drive it, if I want to get the motor in this weekend, I have no choice. Alright. I think that can be it for this video. I've got my brother coming around again, so this weekend, this Saturday, which is in 2 days, but I'm not sure, this video might be uploaded or not before then, we'll see. He'll be coming around, we'll be putting the motor back together, and then putting it in NooB, hopefully for the last time, and it stays there until it's running. So we're going to have to put the inlet, exhaust manifold and all that back on. Flywheel, clutch, bolt my W57 up to it, and then wire it up and hopefully go. Yeah. Anyways, that'll be it for now, guys, alright? So, I guess, catch us later.
Next time on NooB Auto Parts. Check these out.